If you're over 60, stop what you're doing and listen, because this might save your life. Every move you make during exercise matters more now than ever. You work out to stay strong, live longer, stay independent, and I respect that. But here's the truth. Some of the exercises you've been told are healthy may actually be wearing down your heart silently. I'm not trying to scare you, but I've seen it too many times. Older adults coming into my clinic with high blood pressure, strange rhythms, or chest tightness, and they're doing everything right, or so they think. They're eating better, moving more, but the wrong movements, even with good intentions, can silently stress the heart. You see, the heart at 60 isn't the same as it was at 30. And yet, most people don't change the way they train. That's the mistake. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 specific exercises that seniors should seriously reconsider or stop, and I'll show you what to do instead. Safer options, smarter routines. Your heart deserves it. And by the way, the first one we'll talk about, you might be doing it today. Before we start, hit subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss out on future health tips designed just for you. If this video helps you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0, and let me know how I can make it better for you. Let's begin. 1. Exercising too late at night when good intentions quietly undermine the heart's deepest healing at first glance. Evening workouts might seem like a clever way to fit exercise into a busy day. The day is winding down. The house is calm. And finally, there's time to move. But if you're in your 60s, 70s, or older, what feels like a convenient habit may actually be disrupting one of the body's most sacred healing processes: deep, restorative sleep. I've seen it over and over. Older adults who, with the best intentions, head out for a stroll after dinner, hop on the bike for some light cardio, or squeeze in a quick workout before bed. They're being disciplined, even motivated, but they're unaware that even low-intensity movement too close to bedtime can send signals to the body that it's time to stay awake. It activates the nervous system, elevates the heart rate, and delays the body's natural shift into deep, therapeutic rest. As we age, sleep doesn't come as easily. Our internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm, becomes more sensitive, more easily thrown off balance. Late-night exercise, especially the kind that raises core body temperature or adrenaline, tells your body to remain alert right when it should be slowing down. And the danger here isn't just feeling tired the next morning. Poor sleep has been directly linked to high blood pressure, chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and even irregular heartbeats. Your heart needs sleep as much as your muscles do, arguably even more. When you consistently trade deep rest for late activity, you may be unknowingly depriving your heart of the critical recovery it needs. This doesn't mean older adults should avoid movement. It means the timing of that movement matters. Exercise in the morning or early afternoon supports deeper sleep, more stable energy, and overall heart health. Let the evenings be a time for winding down, not curing up. Because while sleep is when your heart mends, there's another habit, small and often overlooked, that could quietly tip the scales against your health. 2. Jumping, rapid movements, and sudden direction changes. The silent storm brewing inside an aging body. There's a certain thrill in high-intensity workouts, like we're defying the years, pushing back against time itself. Movements like jumping jacks, stair sprints, burpees, or fast-paced aerobics may seem harmless, even empowering, but after treads, those very exercises can quietly sabotage a body no longer built for speed, shock, or abrupt change. I've seen it countless times. Older adults, proud and strong, trying to keep pace with younger folks in group fitness classes or online routines. Not long after, they show up at my clinic, describing dizzy spells, racing hearts, or worse, mysterious falls they can't quite explain. This isn't about weakness. It's about biology. As we age, our nervous system slows, our balance becomes shaky, and our arteries stiffen, sudden jumps, twists, or directional shifts place an enormous demand on the heart and circulation. Blood pressure can swing unpredictably. The heart may skip or flutter, and oxygen delivery starts lagging behind. These aren't just movements to an aging body. They're a coordination challenge, a cardiovascular test, and a recovery strain all at once. What looks like a simple hop or lunge, that's a multi-system stressor for a senior. And if there's even a mild heart condition in the mix, the risk of arrhythmias or dangerous falls becomes alarmingly real. The saddest part, these seniors are just trying to stay active to feel young, to stay independent. But real strength at this stage of life isn't measured in speed, it's measured in control. Not in how fast you move, but in how mindfully you protect what matters most. Your heart, your balance, your sense of peace. Slow, flowing exercises like Tai Chi, water aerobics, or gentle stretching might not look flashy, but they're quietly powerful. They center the body. They calm the heart. They offer longevity without the gamble. And yet, even with safe movement, another danger lurks not in how we move, but when, especially if your routine overlaps with something as ordinary and risky as bedtime. 3. Working out in extreme temperatures, when the weather quietly turns against your heart. We always hear how exercise is the key to a healthier life, and it truly is. But for older adults, when and where you move can be just as important as the activity itself. I've watched too many well-intentioned seniors lace up their shoes for a brisk walk on a freezing winter morning or head out under the blazing sun of a summer afternoon, completely unaware that the environment around them is quietly putting extra pressure on their heart. Once you hit your 60s, your body's ability to regulate temperature isn't what it used to be. In cold weather, blood vessels tighten to conserve warmth, causing your blood pressure to rise. It's a built-in survival response, but if your heart is already dealing with high blood pressure or clogged arteries, that extra stress can be risky. On the flip side, when it's too hot, your blood vessels expand. Your heart rate increases to help cool you down, and dehydration can sneak up quickly. In both cases, your heart is forced to work overtime not because you're moving more, but because it's simply trying to keep you alive. I've seen patients faint during short summer walks in their neighborhood. Others struggle to breathe after just a few minutes outside in the cold. These aren't rare events, they're red flags. Many seniors don't realize just how sensitive their cardiovascular system becomes to changes in temperature. Your heart doesn't need a marathon to feel overwhelmed. All it takes is the wrong conditions at the wrong time. Exercise should heal, not harm. For older adults, that sometimes means prioritizing comfort over intensity. Stick to indoor spaces with steady, moderate temperatures. Hydrate well before, during, and after your workout. Dress in layers you can adjust or wear proper warm clothing. Most importantly, pay attention to the subtle signs your body gives you before they turn into something serious. But while temperature is an external threat, there's another hidden risk in the way many seniors choose to move, especially exercises that are fast, harrowing, and throw your body off balance in more ways than one. What I'll reveal next might catch you off guard. If you're still watching and this is resonating with you, type the number 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. Now, Let's keep going with point number 4. Core crunches and heavy lifting when strength training turns into a hidden cardiac risk. There's a common belief that building a strong body protects us as we age. And to some extent, that's true. Muscle supports our mobility, balance, and independence. But as a heart specialist, I've come to see a more complicated and potentially dangerous the side of the story. When older adults do exercises like crunches, sit-ups, or lift heavy weights, often without understanding the pressure these movements generate inside the body, they might unknowingly be putting serious strain on their heart. What many seniors don't realize is that straining during a core crunch or lifting a heavy dumbbell, they cause a spike in intra-abdominal and chest cavity pressure. That pressure doesn't just stay put, it travels upward and inward, surging blood pressure and placing sudden, intense demands on the heart. For an aging cardiovascular system, especially one already burdened by stiff arteries or silent plaque buildup, this sudden load can be the tipping point. I've had patients pass out mid-set, complain of chest discomfort after a routine workout, or even experience irregular heart rhythms right after what they thought was a healthy gym visit. And here's the irony. These aren't people ignoring their health. They were trying to protect it. But the body in its 60s or 70s simply isn't built like it was in its 30s. Your blood vessels lose elasticity. Your heart becomes more sensitive to rapid pressure changes. A single, incorrect lift, or improperly performed abdominal contraction to trigger a response no one expects during a workout. But that doesn't mean strength training should be abandoned. It just needs to be adapted. Swap heavy weights for resistance bands. Slow things down. Focus on form. Work with a trainer who understands your heart's limitations. You can still build strength. Just stop shocking your cardiovascular system. And remember, sometimes the biggest threats to your heart don't come from lifting or exertion. They come from something much more subtle, like a sudden change in temperature. But we'll get to that next. 5. High-intensity interval training, a hidden peril for the aging heart. Once you cross 60, your heart isn't the same resilient powerhouse it used to be. It's more delicate, more prone to stress, and far less tolerant of extreme demands. That's why high-intensity interval training, those explosive bursts of effort followed by short rests, can pose a serious threat to older adults. As a cardiologist, I've seen far too many seniors dive into these fashionable routines, convinced they're making the healthy choice, thinking that the more they sweat, the longer they'll live. But here's the hard truth. These workouts unleash a sudden surge of strain on the heart, a heart that may already be grappling with high blood pressure, irregular rhythms, or stiffened arteries. When you push yourself into fast-paced, breathless exertion, your heart is forced to race beyond what it can safely handle. For many older adults, this doesn't strengthen the heart. It endangers it. What's even more concerning, the damage isn't always immediate. Your heart starts to struggle quietly. Blood pressure snakes upward. Its natural rhythm starts to wobble. You might feel a little ditzy, maybe just unusually tired, brushing it off. That's what aging tends to normalize. But inside, your heart is waving a silent red flag, one that too often gets overlooked until it's too late. The most heartbreaking part, most seniors choose these intense routines out of good intentions to stay independent, to feel youthful, to keep pace with their kids or grandkids. But pushing past your limits doesn't buy you more time sometimes. It buys you a trip to the emergency room. Exercise should protect your heart, not punish it. Gentle walking, Tai Chi, light swimming. These are the unsung champions of senior heart health. They support your body without shocking it. They work with your heart, not against it. In your 60s, 70s, and beyond. True strength lies in safety. Success means sustainability. But there's another mistake I see all too often. It's not just about movement, it's about posture and pressure. And unfortunately, it's hiding in plain sight in home workouts and gyms everywhere. If you're still watching, and this message resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments below. I want to know you're here with me. 6. A message from my heart to yours, the quiet power of truly listening to your body. If you've made it this far, I want to say thank you, not just for watching, but for caring. Because the fact that you're still here tells me something important. You don't just want to live longer. You want to live wiser. You want to live better. That's why I'm speaking to you now, not as a doctor with charts and checklists, but as someone who sat beside too many hospital beds, holding the hands of people who were strong, kind, full of life, until one small decision, one overlooked habit, or one normal exercise changed everything. And you know what they often said to me? I didn't think it was a big deal. That line stays with me because for hearts over 60, almost everything becomes a big deal. What you eat, how you move, when you rest, how you handle stress. It all matters. Your heart, that quiet, loyal engine in your chest, has been beating for you since the day you were born. No complaints, no demands, just steady service. Day after day, year after year. But now it needs something back. Not fear, not guilt, just awareness, just care. You don't need to train like you're 30. You don't need to chase the idealized image of aging actively that floods social media. What you need and what your heart is quietly asking for is consistency, kindness, and the courage to say, I will move, but I will move smart. There's no trophy for overexertion, no medal for pushing until you collapse. The true reward is waking up each morning with energy in your body, peace in your mind, and rhythm in your heart. So please, let go of the myth that harder is better. Start choosing wiser, not faster. Walk with presence. Rest with intention. Move in harmony with your age, not in rebellion against it. That is strength. That is power. That is what protects your heart, not just for today, but for the long journey ahead. And yet, even as you embrace safer, smarter habits, I must leave you with one final warning. The most dangerous habit is not what you do, it's what you don't do. The moments of inaction, the excuses, the quiet skipping of one walk, then another, until stillness becomes the norm. Doing nothing has a cost, and your heart, after giving you everything, deserves your wisdom, not your silence. After decades in cardiology, here's what I know for sure. The heart doesn't demand much, but it gives you everything. So take care of it. Not because you're scared, but because you're grateful for every beat, every breath, every second of this beautiful life. The 5 exercises we've talked about today, they're not bad. They're just no longer built for your season of life. What used to energize you may now exhaust you. What once built strength may now invite strain. And that's okay. Aging isn't weakness. It's wisdom. Let this be the moment you stop trying to prove something and start preserving something. Your strength, your peace, your heart. Because health isn't measured in sweat. It's measured in balance, in presence, in the quiet, steady strength of someone who knows better and chooses better. You're not too old. It's not too late. And every gentle decision you make adds life to your years and years to your life. So now, take the next step. Walk gently, move kindly, and live this next chapter with your heart fully supported, not just physically, but emotionally too. And if this message resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. Type 8 if you felt heard. Type 0 if you think I can do better. Your voice matters. Your heart matters. And I'm grateful you shared these minutes with me today. Let's keep walking this road together stronger, wiser, and more connected than ever.